welcome to your AEW Double or Nothing review. I know it's very late, but this pay-per-view, it was about almost 4 hours long. So it's going to be a little bit later. I know there's a lot of people right now doing reviews already. I kind of had to take my time. I had a little something to eat, had something to drink to kind of calm myself down, kind of process everything that happened on the show. Because a lot happened. There was a lot more positive, okay, a lot of positives. But there were some negatives as well. But comparing both shows from Double or Nothing last year to this year, both shows were very different. I think Double or Nothing, the first show, was a overall better wrestling show. But Double or Nothing 2 or 2020 was one of the more entertaining shows, especially that main event. Which that main event, which I talked about, is going to be, again, just like the cinematic matches we've been getting in WWE, it's going to be split down the middle. Either you absolutely thought it was the greatest thing you ever seen in your entire life, or you're like guys like Jim Cornette who are just going to trash this thing and think it was just flat out dog shit, okay? So I'm going to talk about everything that I personally enjoyed and I personally liked and what I did not like. I'm going to explain my reasonings. So let's go ahead and get to the card. Now, actually, before I get to the card, I think it's only fair to say this. On kind of a serious note. I am fully aware that Chad Gasgard, Chad from Crime Time, unfortunately did pass away. He ended up basically drowning by saving his son, which was a huge shocker. And then another wrestler just died, I believe, last night, if not 2 days ago. Hana Kurmu, I believe. Hannah Kurumu. I think that's pronounced how you name. I'm just going to call her Hannah. I never watched Hannah. I don't watch Stardom, so I didn't really know who this person was, but she died due to suicide. That their claim is she committed suicide due to cyberbullying. I said this on Twitter countless times. Cyberbullying is never okay. If you cyberbully, you're not a human being. You're a fucking piece of shit. Cyberbullying should not be allowed. And I guess social media can be fun, but it can also be a shit show, okay? There are people out there who act like fucking assholes. Trust me. Come on. We talked about guys like Seth Rollins being stupid on social media sometimes. We've talked about Jim Cornette. We can go on the list of him. Okay? Even Dave Meltzer has said some things that were stupid. Even though I like Meltzer, he said things on social media that was stupid. I'll admit that. And there are people like the Stans, which if you ever use the word Stans, I want to slap you so bad, that insult each other. So social media is a very negative place. It can be very negative. But then those people kind of take it to a whole new level where, if you know me, I've been called a faggot, I've been told to kill myself, I'm gay, all these insults. We've all been cyberbullied. At least a lot of us have been cyberbullied at least once. And cyberbullying is never okay. I'm not just angry this person died. And I'm not just I'm also angry how this person died by ending their life because some douchebag thought it'd be funny to make fun of. Which, by the way, if they're judging her by her appearance, I've seen the pictures. She did not look that bad. I don't know what they were talking about. She was very cute. She seemed friendly. She was apparently well liked. What makes me more angry about that is she was 22. She wasn't even in her prime. She was just starting in the wrestling business. And now that's all been tarnished because some fucking douchebags thought it'd be funny to insult this woman and bully her into suicide. That's what makes me angry more than anything. It's the fact this woman was still young. She was 22, took her own life. This is like high school drama bullshit where you've heard the stories where high schoolers would pick on people on social media and they would commit suicide. Teen suicide. This basically what it was. And it's awful. This young woman who was trying to fulfill her dream of becoming a wrestler, she, like I said, she seemed very cute. She seemed friendly. Again, I've never seen her matches. But the fact that she was gone, she was taken away from this world at 22 because people on the internet were acting like assholes. It's unacceptable. Chad, it's sad for Chad. But he died a hero. He died saving his own son. He'll be respected for that. Hannah died. We'll always respect her, and everyone's caring for her. But how she died was bullshit. She should have never left this world. There was no reason. Words can hurt. People forget that. All you have to do is say the wrong thing to the right person, and next thing you know, they're harming themselves or worse. And Hannah, unfortunately, was one of those people that could not handle it and unfortunately decided to take her own life because some douchebags. Unacceptable. So rest in peace, Chad, who I actually got to meet many years ago. A few years ago at an independent show. With him and JTG, got to meet them both, got pictures with them. Cool guy. Rest in peace, Chad. He'll live on as a hero. And Hannah will be sorely missed. But cyberbullying is unacceptable. If you're a cyberbully, you need to fucking stop and be charged with murder. Cyberbullying needs to be fucking banned. It needs to be illegal, and somebody needs to do something because this is unacceptable. This is stupid. Cyberbullying should have ended, but it's still going on. And people are losing their lives over this shit. And it pisses me off. Don't worry, everybody. If you're pissed off and sad, don't worry. Those assholes are going to get karma. I'm not saying I'm going to do anything, but trust me, they're going to get karma. When you do something like that, karma gets you really bad. So this week was not very good in terms of wrestling. And I'm not talking about the wrestling shows like Raw and SmackDown. The fact that we lost two wrestlers, one of them sacrificing themselves, the other by suicide, we needed a distraction. We desperately needed this show. This was not a show just because, it's a wrestling show we need to watch. This was a show to escape. We need to an escape from what's been going on this week because it's been awful this week. In fact, this whole year has been terrible. But this week in particular, if you're a wrestling fan, this has got hurt. So this show had to happen, and I'm glad it did. Because at the end of it, I came out entertained. I came out happy, and that's what we need. We need joy at this point. But it sucks that Shad left us. But at least he went out dying like a hero. But the Hannah thing was absolute bullshit. Unacceptable. So, let's go ahead and talk about the show. So, let's go ahead and talk about this. So, talk about the pre-show very quick. It was a fine match. Best Friends ended up defeating Private Party. They're obviously pushing the Best Friends so they gain more TV time, which I do appreciate. But I'm a bigger fan of Private Party, and I'm still waiting for TH2 and Helgo Jack Evans to get a push because those guys are way too fucking talented to not be utilized. Again, you have a lot of talents. You can't put everybody on a show, but Angelico Jack Evans should be one of those things you should be pushing right now. I don't understand why they're not even on TV. But Best Friends are number one contenders. It only makes sense. I figured they were going to win. I wanted Private Party to win because they're really good, but Best Friends, I figured they would. They'd be getting a lot more TV time. And now they're number one contenders for AEW Tag Team Championships. When will this match take place? I don't know. Maybe they could do it this Wednesday because all they've announced so far for AEW is an update on Britt Baker and a Battle Royal supposedly to challenge for the TNT Championship. So no other match has been announced. So maybe we'll get the tag team title match at that show. They could prolong all the way all out, but I figured why not just do that match on TV? Just do that match on TV, build it up, and put it on TV. So we get the first ever casino ladder match, not a battle royal, but a ladder match for a future AEW World Title match. We had Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Joey Janela, who replaced Ray Phoenix because Ray Phoenix did suffer an injury on Dynamite this week. I don't know how severe the injury was, but apparently it was enough to take him out, which sucks because Ray in a ladder match would be. We've seen Ray Phoenix in ladder matches before, so we know the crazy shit he could have done. Versus Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, Frankie Kazarian, and Luchasaurus, and a mystery opponent, which we did not know who it was. There was a name floating around recently, but I didn't want to make assumptions. But at the end of the day, he was my prediction, and it came true. We'll get to that. So basically, this ladder match started with 2 men in the ring, which was SCU guys, Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian. So basically, it was a ladder match, but they incorporated like Royal Rumble rules. I'm going to say this right now. I understand that they couldn't do the Battle Royal because of the limit. But at the same time, don't ever do this again. I don't like when you kind of combine 2 different matches in one. I call it like Vince Russo, and it just doesn't work. Maybe for some people, it didn't bother me. I would say it didn't bother me as bad as I thought, but at the same time, I'd rather just have a straight ladder match where everybody's in the ring at once. That's just me personally. I personally would not want to do the Rumble stuff. If you want to do a Royal Rumble type match, go in for it, but do it like a Rumble match. Don't incorporate the ladder match. I don't care for that. Just for future reference. But then again, this probably won't ever happen again. I know why they did, but me personally, I just wouldn't do that again. But anyways, to start with Scorpio Sky and Frank Kazarian. Then I believe we had, I think it was Kip Sabian next, I believe. Yeah, it was Kip Sabian. And after that, I believe it was Darby Allin, I think. Sorry about that. I think it was Darby Allin. Then it was Orange Cassidy, Colt Cabana, Joey Janela, and then Luchasaurus. And then we had the mystery point last. So a few spots on here. We saw Darby Allin go like on top of a ladder on the outside with a skateboard, and he jumps off the ladder onto a small like bridge ladder. I think it was trying to put away. I think it was I think it might be Kazarian. Kazarian moved that way, and Darby Allin jumps while Ryan, basically he was on a skateboard. He was standing on a skateboard, and he jumps off while he was on the skateboard, crashes into the ladder. That looked like it sucked. What the hell are you doing, Darby? You're going to kill yourself. Joey Janela did Death Valley Driver later on one of the poker chips, which actually I'll get to that spot in a little bit because that happened later. So the match is going fine. They're just kind of bringing everybody. Then the mystery opponent comes out. And there was people speculating. Like, first of all, if anybody expected a WWE guy, unless it was Drew Gulak, sorry. People keep forgetting. The guys that were let go were released. Okay, and when you're released, you have a 3-month no compete clause. So they were not going to be able to compete. So I just want to make that very clear right now. If you're expecting someone like Rusev, he wasn't going to come. And by the way, people are saying Revival were going to come in main event. I have no idea why. They were released. Now someone could tell me that they're allowed to compete. That's fine, but last I checked, they were released, so they can't compete for 3 months. So I don't understand why people were surprised that I wasn't one of them. One of the names, though, that was hinted months ago was Brian Cage. There was rumors that he was announced at AEW, and of course, he never showed up because he had torn bicep. I think it was a torn tricep, so he had to have surgery. He was gone for months. They kept on saying like, "Oh, he's not signed at AEW." So, and that kind of got washed underneath the bridge. Slowly after, it's just like he kind of just forgot about it. And then when they announced this match, and they did not reveal the ninth man in this match, you guys speculated, like, okay, clearly it's somebody big. And some people are thinking, like, a WWE guy. Is it going to be like Pac, like a return? So I really thought about this realistically. And I thought maybe Marty Scurll, because I believe in his contract, he's allowed to wrestle other promotions. Like his Ring of Honor contract allows him to wrestle other promotions. That's why he's able to wrestle for like NWA. I think he's still wrestle for New Japan. So I think it's still wrestle everywhere else. So people are saying maybe Marty Scurll. The other one that people kind of were bringing up was Brian Cage. And I was like, well, it makes sense because he's been gone for months, healing. Rumors were he signed AEW, so he was like, you know what, I'm going to pick Brian Cage. I'm going to go all in. And it was Brian Cage. He came out, and apparently Taz is managing him. I'm all right with this. I'm willing to give it a chance. Because Taz is a great talker. I think he'd be a good manager. It's going to take some time, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't think this is a bad pairing. We'll see how it goes. Brian Cage seemed like pretty reckless. He was destroying people, you know. He literally got buried by chairs and barricades and poker chips. Later on, we see Joey Janela do a running apron Death Valley driver off the apron through the poker chip pile to Orange Cassidy. Saw a few little fun spots. At the end of it, though, Brian Cage ended up chucking Darby Allin, who was on a smaller ladder, off the outside into another ladder. Brian Cage won, which was kind of my prediction. I think a lot of people would probably have picked Darby Allin, but I have a feeling like whoever this ninth person was probably going to win. Brian Cage won. So as of right now, we're going to get Brian Cage versus Jon Moxley. Spoiler. We just don't know when will this match happen. Will they do this match at All Out? And will Brian Cage win? I think they would be better, in my opinion, if they did this match on TV. Because there's a couple other matches I think they should do it All Out for Moxley. 3 better names. One is Lance Archer. They have history. That could be their match they did at New Japan was just a small taste of what they could probably do. Now with a more violent environment, imagine those two going at it. The other one is Kenny Omega. They have history. They were supposed to wrestle at All Out last year, but it never happened. Now they can fight for the heavyweight championship. But my number one pick, I would personally see take the title off Moxley, is MJF. Which I'll get to more into the next match. But this ladder match, I'll admit, not the best ladder match. Not the worst, but not the best. They had a few fun moments in the match, but it was just solid at best. It's watchable, but something about it just wasn't going off. It wasn't like the ooh moments. It wasn't like, oh! I mean, there was like maybe one, but some of it felt like a little messy at times. That doesn't mean the match was bad or anything. It's just, we've seen a lot of ladder matches, whether it's WWE, New Japan, Ring of Honor, even AEW. We've seen way better ladder matches that left us in awe. So I thought this match was solid. It was not a bad match. Brian Cage winning, I'm okay with. I just don't think Brian Cage should be the one to take the title off Moxley. And I'll get kind of into more of that later. But next, we have Jungle Boy versus MJF. When this match was announced, a lot of people were probably thinking the same thing that I was thinking. Like, it's kind of odd. But here's the thing. I've been a fan of Jungle Boy since his all-pro wrestling days here in California. Been watching it for a while. I got to see him wrestle Brian Alvarez. Yeah, that Brian Alvarez from Wrestling Observer. Jungle Boy, I'm going to stand by this. Keep an eye on him. I see this guy being a world heavyweight champion. I don't mean just a champion. I mean a world champion one day. Mark my words. Some of you may laugh. Some of you are probably going to laugh at that statement. This guy's scrawny, small, he's a vanilla midget. Which, by the way, if you say vanilla midget, you're a retard. Grow up. Move on. But trust me, Jungle Boy's good. He's great. And MJF is by far one of the best things, too. He is the best heel right now wrestling. Currently. And MJF and Jungle Boy have amazing chemistry. This was a great match. This was Jungle Boy's first singles match on pay-per-view. And he really shined. It was not really about Jungle Boy. I know Jungle Boy's great. In my opinion, this was more on MJF because MJF, he's had some good matches, but he's never had that standout match. In this match, we got to see a lot more from MJF and showing that he can work. He's not just a mouthpiece. MJF is fantastic on the mic. He doesn't need to work on his mic skills. He's already great at it. But we never saw much of his wrestling. And in this match, he really showed off. He really showed what he was capable of. These guys have tremendous chemistry. This is a match now that later, maybe a few years down the line, these two could be main eventing a pay-per-view. These are the two guys they should be building up for the future. We complain about Cody and John Moxley and Jericho coming, all these XWE guys. Well, MJF and Jungle Boy are not XWE guys. They're young talent, and they're clearly over. MJF is the top heel in the company, and Jungle Boy is one of the fastest rising stars. These are two guys you should be building your company around. And they tore the house down. Why I call it the match of the night? I don't know. But in terms of pure wrestling, I agree. In terms of pure wrestling match, I'd probably say this was match of the night. The submissions, the chain wrestling, the psychology, MJF being a total douchebag, pretending he's injured, attacking Jungle Boy. At the end of it, MJF grabbed the tights. He rolled out and grabbed the tights, so it wasn't like Jungle Boy tapped out. He didn't just get pinned after a finisher. He got cheated out. So even though MJF won, which was, I hate saying it was the right move, even though I'm a bigger Jungle Boy fan, if they're going to go the direction I think they should be going, MJF needed this win. But they never made Jungle Boy look weak. They never made Jungle Boy look weak at all. They made him look strong. The only thing I wish was this match was in a bigger crowd. Like in an actual crowd. Probably would have gotten a huge reception. These two probably would have gotten a standing ovation. Especially Jungle Boy. He bust his ass in this match. Because we've seen Jungle Boy, he's been relegated to a tag team, which, again, I don't hate Jurassic Express. I love them. But Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus should be also singles wrestlers. And Jungle Boy proved that he can hang. Now, unfortunately, Jungle Boy hasn't really had a lot of time to talk in the mic, but you can learn that. He's got years to learn. But MJF needed this win more because, in my eyes, I think it should be MJF versus Moxley at All Out. They should build MJF to beat Moxley for the title. MJF is ready to be a champion. Give him the world title at this point. Don't give him a mid-card belt. Give him the world title. He's the top heel. He's undefeated singles matches. Just keep rolling with it. Moxley and MJF, that's a fresh match. That's something different. It's maybe unique. Imagine the promos they could cut on each other. MJF's a god on the mic, and Moxley's amazing on the mic. When he's not relegated to scripted, corny promos, he's fucking great on the mic. But the way they conduct their promos is different, but it's unique. And plus, with MJF being the champion, it gives him more of an ego boost and gets the fans to hear more. The fact now, you want to see this guy get beat, because not only do you want to see this guy get beat, that person that beats him is going to be the champion. And with the long list of people, and with MJF as champion, there's a long list of people that could make sense taking the title. Like, for example, Heyman Page. A lot of people forget Heyman Page and MJF had a little bit of beef going on. There was a time that they had feud. You could build Heyman up to become that rising star, get in the right track, and you know what? For maybe a match, what would be kind of cool? Maybe at Double or Nothing next year, do Heyman Page versus MJF in the main event for the world title, and maybe at Revolution, that's the next pay-per-view for before Double or Nothing next year. Do Jericho Heyman Page, winner fights Jericho Heyman Page, winner fights MJF for the world title, and that could have Heyman finally beat Jericho, the guy he couldn't beat. There's a story. Hell, you can do a story with Cody Rhodes gaining another shot at the title. Because at the end of the day, it's wrestling. They have MJF said, like, tell you what, Cody, I'll give you one chance at the world title. One final chance. But you have to put your career on the line. If I beat you, your career's over. I'm not talking about you can't just win a championship. You can't wrestle ever again. And you can tell a story. Cody can win the title. It gives revenge on MJF. With MJF being champion, there is a lot more you can do. So I predict Moxley will lose the title all out, and I think it should be MJF. It should not be Brian Cage. If it loses to Omega, it makes sense, though. If he loses to Archer, it makes sense. He and Brody Lee can have a rematch. That would make sense if Brody Lee takes the title. But the guy that my honest opinion, they should get the belt to is MJF. I think Moxley should retain against Brian Cage on TV. Immediately after that, it should be MJF and Moxley going to All Out, and MJF wins the title. And holds on to it until Double or Nothing, till next year. Where MJF will finally drop the title to somebody, whether it's Heyman Page, maybe it's Jungle Boy again. Maybe it's Cody Rhodes. Or Kenny Omega. Hell, maybe it's Darby Allin. There's potential. There's a lot of potential with MJF being a champion. And a lot of baby faces that would make a great match with MJF. I'm trying to think about this long term. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Just something to think about. Next, we have the tournament finals for the inaugural AEW TNT Championship. Cody versus Lance Archer. So, Mike Tyson comes out to present the belt. I like to say he had the King Mo kind of reaction. And if you remember the Bobby Roode, James Storm street fight from Bound for Glory 2012, because that was one, I believe that was the first TNA live reactions I ever did on this channel. They're still up. I call it a chemo reaction because Lance Archer came out. He jokes, like he grabs some guy, some indie wrestler, and then chokes on a middle of the ring. And Tyson had this face where he looked shocked and appalled, but then he started laughing like he was high as a kite. I'm not gonna lie, Tyson was pretty entertaining to hear. He was probably on weed or something, but I don't care. Like, something was off about him, but I ain't complaining. He was pretty entertaining. So the match is basically your kind of underdog match. Cody's the underdog. He's the smaller of the guy, and Archer's the more bigger, dominant guy. Archer, like the match, when the match starts, almost immediately, Archer just hits his God, I forgot what he calls the finisher. I think it's the blackout, I think it called it. It's basically that almost like a razor's edge, but he flips him down up to almost like a powerbomb. Almost immediately. Hits that basically immediately, almost gets a victory, but Cody Rhodes out of the ring. And that's the story they're telling here. Archer's more dominant, he's more vicious, but Cody gets some offense in, but then Archer's right back at him. That's the story they're telling. It's an old school David versus Goliath story. Which it works. This is not a full-blown like Brock Lesnar squash where Brock literally just squashes the guy for like half the match or even the entire match and that's it. It was more balanced, but they still made Archer still dominant force, but they still made Cody look strong without totally making him look weak. So the match is fine. I think the match so far is good. Nothing great, but good. The ending happens, though. Well, actually, I gotta pause. Something happened because people are talking. Well, a couple things. First of all, Big Swole who's, I believe, Cedric Alexander's wife. She's one of the female wrestlers in AEW. She was in the crowd with a lot of the other wrestlers. In terms of like the planted fans, she was the highlight throughout the entire show. Like, this one was going at with these wrestlers, cussing them out, like getting ready to fight, jump out the barricade. Good God, Big Swole. Like, what happened? Did these wrestlers like insult her husband or something? I want to know. But she was at it. It was entertaining. So towards the end of the match, Archer's on the top rope. Looks like he's going to go for some sort of splash maybe on Cody. R. Anderson, who's in Cody's corner, trips. Blatantly grabs Archer, trips him, crotches him. Well, he cheated. He cheated. He got involved. Then we see the second ref come out and says, hey, Arn got out. He got involved physically. So I kicked Arn out and it turned to Tyson. Which, by the way, before I get to his Tyson's reaction, there'll be times when Tyson was at ringside, they'll pan to Tyson, he'd be like cheering, applauding, and getting all excited. But there was one camera moment when I went, oh no. It was only like a second or two, but fuck. They cut Mike Tyson yawning. They accidentally cut to Tyson yawning for like a second. I went, oh no. Why? Of all the shots, you had to get one of them yawning. I think that's probably like half the WWE audience watching Raw and SmackDown these days. But they would cut to Mike Tyson. I was going to say Tyson Kidd, Jesus Christ. They cut to Mike Tyson. They'll do the thing where they kind of cut cameras back and forth on him. So when R. Anderson is about to kick out, they turn to Mike Tyson. It's like, did he do anything? And Tyson just has this look of just, yeah. Like he's like this royal like king from like Greece or something. He's just like, yeah, get this peasant away from here. I thought that was good. Like, he ain't wrong. But because they got R. Anderson out, they figure, well, let's get Jake Roberts out. So they send Jake Roberts out, but Jake comes back with the sack with the snake. But Mike Tyson gets involved. He takes off his shirt, which for guy's age, he's jacked. Which, by the way, if you've seen any of his recent videos, like the guy looks like he can still go. Scares me. So he scares out Jake, and Cody ends up hitting out one of the two crossroads for the win. I want Lance Archer to win, but couple things. First of all, the TNT Championship. When I saw the title, how it looks right now, it was very underwhelming. It was not the worst thing I've ever seen, but the title just, I kind of said to myself, I was like, it kind of looks incomplete. It just doesn't look complete. And apparently Tony Schiavone said that due to the virus, they had to start, they weren't ready, like it wasn't finished. And he said there's still more gold plating up put on. So the tile that you see now, if you don't like design, don't worry, it's not complete. So the tile is not yet complete. There's still kinks and works they gotta work on. So they did say once the tile is completely finished, it's going to look a lot better. So let's not judge the title yet, because the tile's not even complete. So I'm going to give them a chance, because if this was the final product, the final design of the title, this was lackluster. Very lackluster. But because the title is not complete, we should give it a chance. Wait until they finalize it, they add the final details and stuff. Then when the title is 100% complete, we can look at it and judge it from there. Who knows? Maybe the title will look a lot better. Or maybe it'll suck. Just as bad, not worse. We have no idea. But for now, Let's just not judge the title. Let's wait until it's complete. Now, Cody win the title. Again, I'm a bigger Lance Archer fan. I think Lance should have won, but giving the title Cody is not a bad idea. Because let's be honest, Cody the last couple of pay-per-views has been losing. You know, he can't challenge for the world title anymore, so it's like just giving him the secondary title. He's a big enough name, he's an established name, he could carry that title. And someone pointed this out, mainly Jason, this was his idea, for a potential idea. For All Out, Cody could defend the title against Darby Allin. Remember the story, every time Darby and Cody have a match, Darby has never beaten Cody. And if the main event scene gets more filled, you need those mid-card or guys to help for the mid-card division. So Cody can easily help that mid-card division get over. And all out, you could do Cody versus Darby Allin 4. And you could finally give Darby Allin the win and finally win his first championship. And think about it like that. Darby finally wins his first championship by being a man he could never beat. The story writes itself. And honestly, think about that. I love it. I love Darby Allin. And he is one of the hottest acts right now in wrestling. He's my favorite right now. Huge fan of his. So I agree. I say Cody should hold on to the title till All Out. And Darby Allin should be the one to take the title off him. That's what I think. I think they're going to go that direction. Or they should. 1 second. Sorry, allergies. So, I thought the match was good. Nothing fantastic. Nothing groundbreaking. The title design is not even complete, so don't worry about it. And Cody winning is not that big of a deal. But if they're going to do this, I think they need to do Cody Darby Allin at All Out. And Darby should win there. That's the story I think they are probably going to tell, and they should tell. Well, that's how I think they should do it. Next, we get Chris Statlander and Penelope Ford. Now, Penelope Ford was the replacement for Britt Baker. Unfortunately, Britt Baker suffered an injury, so she was taken out of the match. It was originally supposed Chris Statlander, Britt Baker, which, first of all, pause. This match should never even be on the card to begin with. This could have been just a TV match for Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker to begin with. When I saw this, I was like, why is this on the card? This did not need to be on the card. If anything, I would have rather had the tag team No One Contenders match on the card and Chris Statlander, Britt Baker on the pre-show. Plus, when they announced that match, I wasn't looking forward to it. Nothing against Chris Statlander. I think she's good, but I don't know enough about her to really love her. Can't apologize for that. Stupid notifications. But Britt Baker does nothing for me. Look, I call Penelope. I would like to say Britt Baker is my version of EC3. She's got a great look. She's got a great character. She can clearly talk. But in the ring, I'm sorry, she's bland. Just like EC3, he's bland. I don't get it. So it honestly does suck for Britt Baker to be injured. It really does. I hope she comes back. I hope she's well. She heals up. But I was not a fan of them doing that match to begin with. I'm not a Britt Baker fan. I don't find interest in her. She's great on the mic, but wrestling-wise, no. Every time she's on my screen in a wrestling match, I just want to turn the channel. I really don't like her. Not a fan of her. But yet Penelope Ford, somebody I actually do like. So when they did this match, I thought, okay, way better replacement. But like I said, this match did not really need to be on the card. I don't think this match was that bad, as people are saying it out to be. But it was definitely like the piss break match. I hate saying that about the women's matches. But this was the piss break match. In fact, these next two matches were piss break matches. But Statlander won. I really hope they start using Penelope Ford more. Now, I'm still waiting for Bea Priestley. She better come in soon because that is their best women's wrestler. I don't care what anybody says. Bea Priestley is the best women's wrestler they have on the roster right now. You won't convince me otherwise. But this match just did not need to be on the show. It really didn't. You could just put this on TV. But the match wasn't that bad. I mean, unfortunately, it was just too short. It wasn't necessary. This match was just not necessary. Dustin Rhodes and Shawn Spears, all I'm going to say is, shit. This was literally time killer. It was waste. It was a 3-minute improv, basically, match. Sucked. Shawn Spears is treated like a joke. What happened? I figured when he came to AEW, he'd be treated more seriously. No, he got bare ass spanked by Dustin. Why? Can Shawn Spears finally do something? Something relevant? Like, why was this match even announced? This was confusing. If you were going to do this match and a proper match, why not just slowly build up for a TV match? Or like AEW Dark. Why did this need to be on pay-per-view? This was a waste. Again, this was time killer. This was just a time killer match, but way worse. At least Statlander before tried in that match. This match that wasn't about wrestling. It was just trying to embarrass Shawn Spears. It was embarrassing. This match was easily the worst thing on the show. This match sucked. It wasn't funny. I did not need to see Shawn Spears' bare ass on my screen. Well, maybe Peyton Royce. That's a different story. But this match was unnecessary. It was stupid. It was a waste of time. It was just time killer. Like I said, the 5th and 6th match on the show were just time killers. But at least one was semi-okay. Even though it wasn't necessary. The other one was just trash. Like, there was no reason for the Dustin Rhodes Shawn Spears. That should never even been on the show. Period. End of discussion. This is, again, when the show picks up again. Like, so for the first few matches, it was very good. Then the 2 time killer matches were kind of dragged the show down a bit. But then these next 3 matches picked up the show again. Starting with Nia Rose versus Hikaru Shida in a no count, no disqualification match. Okay, I gotta say this right now. Why not just call it no disqualification match? Or just call it no holds barred? I don't know. That's always been a nitpick for me. When they just call it's a no disqualification, no count match. Why just call it a no disqualification match? Or call it no holds barred. Or a street fight. I don't know, just every time they say no disqualification and no count out match, it's cringy. I don't know why. I always hate that. No disqualification usually means no disqualification and no count outs anyway. So why not just call it a no DQ match? That's always been a big nitpick of mine. But besides that, the match itself. I thought it was very good. I will say this. One of the better AEW women's matches I've seen, by far. One of the biggest complaints that you, me, and everybody else has said about AEW is the women's division is one of the biggest, if not the main reason why AEW is not the best wrestling product. I'm sorry for anybody saying that AEW is the best wrestling product right now. It's not. Okay? NXT is still the king right now. It's still the king. And New Japan is right below that. AEW's strolling number 3. You can name your reasons all you want, but I could just say AEW's women's division right off the bat. Just go there. Let's be honest, the AEW's women's division, they have some talented women, but they don't. I don't know what it is. They're missing something. I don't know if it's they don't have time to call spots and kind of practice. I don't know if it's they don't have the time to build up the matches. I don't know what it is, but the women's matches do nothing for me here in AEW. And that's not me because I hate the women's division. I'm just a WWE mark. Okay, I'm a wrestling mark or fan or wrestling stan. Jesus Christ, I fucking hate that term. God, morons use that term. But, so when they announced this match and they made no DQ, I was like, huh, okay, interesting. Here's the thing, Nia Rose is not a bad worker. She really isn't. She's bigger, but she's not a bad worker. And Hikaru Shida is by far one of the best talents in terms of the women they have. It's true, she really is. And she is pretty. So they made this match and made no DQ. So I thought, huh, interesting. I honestly wish this match had more of a crowd. Because I think if this match had a crowd, I think I would love this match more. But because there wasn't that big of a crowd, it wasn't as great as a lot of people are making out to be. Everyone were calling, oh, it's match of the night. And I'm like, wait, what? Am I not watching the right match or something? Because don't get me wrong, it was a fight. Like, they beat the crap out of each other with candlesticks, there was tables. No, they brawled around the building, the Daily's place, using the environments. So it was a fun match. But I don't think this was like match of the night or anything. But it was hard hitting, it was physical. But the thing about this match was it was shocking. Hikaru Shida ended up winning. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I honestly thought Nia Rose was going to win. They were going to have her continue her reign. But no, they gave it to Shida. Which, personally, I would rather see Shida win the title anyway. Nothing against Nia Rose, okay? Okay, so before anyone says, oh, you're against transgenders, it has nothing to do with that, okay? Nia Rose isn't bad, okay? I break bitches. That's a great catchphrase for her. But Hikaru Shida is just way superior wrestler. She really is. Nothing against Nyla, but just she is a better wrestler. And you know what? She won. Shockingly. I figured they had Nyla Rose win, but no. They had Shida win. And complaining. Now, who should fight Shida for the title next? More likely, they're probably going to get Britt Baker whenever she returns. Which they do. Ugh, sorry. They give Britt Baker the title, I'm not going to care. Like, the promos and everything will be great, but the matches are going to be... I don't know. Like, I'm kind of scared for the matches. I'm going to be really scared for the matches. I mean, personally, I would see Hikaru Shida versus Bea Priestley. Because Bea Priestley has worked over her Stardust. She's worked in Japan. She's worked for a lot of the Japanese wrestlers. I think her and Shida could kill it easily. But again, it's not my place. I can't control who comes where. So more likely, they're going to do Shida versus Britt Baker. Realistically, I think whenever Britt Baker comes back, they're going to do Britt Baker and Shida. Britt's going to take the title off her. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that plan. I'm not. But Shida and Ronda Rose here, that they had a really fun match. Easily one of the better women's matches on this entire AEW product. Not just the show itself, but the entire product. So massive credit for those two. So next match, Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee for the AEW World Championship. This was not the main event. Now, I am somebody that believes that the World Championship should main event. But after the real main event, what we got, yeah, this match needed to be the co-main event. Because if this was the real main event, it kind of would have been kind of... Don't get me wrong, like, this was a fight. But that main event, we're going to talk about that main event, that Stadium Stampede, because that's just on another level. But they did Moxley and Brody Lee. This was it. Main event or not main event. This was by far Brody Lee's biggest match of his entire career. This match was to show... This was Brody Lee's chance to show what he's capable of, to rub it in WWE's face saying, this is what you missed out of. You had potential with this guy to push this guy, and you didn't. So you missed out, and this was Brody Lee's chance to go, you know what? Fuck WWE. I'm going to show that old man what I'm capable of. He probably went to Moxley like, dude, let's fucking go. We're going to just fight. This was supposed to be a wrestling match, but they fought countless times, which I have to say this. There was countless times they should have been counted out and DQ'd. It was supposed to be a singles match, but there were plenty of times they should have got counter DQ'd. But how they built the match, you would think this would be a no DQ match. I like to call it, they just went by the New Japan rules briefly. They were just like, you know what, we're going to let these guys fight for a while. Because we know these two are fighters. They're great wrestlers, but at the end of the day, they're brawlers. They're fighters. These guys have fought before in CZW. So basically, they were fighting. It was a 15-minute match, but these guys just fought. They fought outside a lot, barricades, tables. It was a war. It was a 15-minute just brawl with these two guys. And Bro Lee, which is that none of these two guys would stay down. They were constantly beating the crap out of each other. They were kicking out their moves. They could not put the other one away. It was almost like a mirror match. It was like two sides of the same coin. But towards the end of the match, we see Moxley and Bro Lee on the stage, on the entranceway. And Moxley goes for a lifting Dirty Deeds or Paradigm Shift. I like the Death Rider name better. Off like the couple stairs on the stairway, and they crash through the surface of like the entranceway. Crashed right through it, like broke right through it into a hole. And I thought to myself, oh, that's how they're going to end it. They're going to end this in no contest. And that's how they're going to set up for a rematch. But they didn't. They had Moxley come out, and I'm thinking, okay, Moxley's going to win because Bro Lee can't continue. But no, Bro Lee gets up, and he's busted open. And at this point, they're just going at each other. They're sweating. They're getting tired of it. Moxley hits a couple of dirty deeds, and Bro Lee keeps on kicking out. Moxley can't believe it. He can't put this guy away. That's what it gets. I think it was like basically almost like a rear naked choke variation, submission. Oh boy, Bro Lee just kept on punching on the head, making him bleed more, trying to strangle him, basically try to suffocate him. And Bro Lee he passes out. He can't take the pain, and the match calls. Ref calls for the bell, it's over. So the right person won. Because in my opinion, this match was too early to do. I think everybody had it. When they first did this match, it wasn't as highly built up as it didn't feel like a main event. And that's not because Moxie and Bro Lee aren't main event caliber guys. It's just it felt too soon for Bro Lee. They started building up to be the exalted one, and they almost like rushed him into the spot. Now the ultimate question was not about winning or losing. The point of this match was, did Bro Lee come out looking like a star? Did Bro Lee come out looking like a star? My gripe was I honestly wish this match was longer. I know this was a really good match, but I know these two can have better matches, and I know Bro Lee can do way more. But honestly, they cut it short for a reason, for the main event. But this was what it was. It was a fight. It was a brawl. This was supposed to be a singles match, but they basically let New Japan rules fly, where they're just like, okay, just let these guys beat the crap out of each other. And look, Bro Lee didn't tap. He didn't get pinned. He passed out. If Moxley was going to win the match, but retain a child, but there was a way to keep Bro Lee, strong, it was this way. I think the only other way it could have made him stronger is that Bro Lee crashed through that, flooring there like they did, and he didn't get back up, and the referee just called it off because he couldn't continue. Bro Lee looked strong at the end of it. He didn't get pinned, he didn't get submitted, so he didn't get buried. Oh, John needed to win this. It was too soon for Bro Lee to win the title. And like I said, they can always continue this feud. They could continue this feud if they want, but you gotta think about this. You still got Brian Cage lurking away. I don't know when he's getting his title match. I think, like I said, he should get on TV and then lose. Because I think at All Out, it should be Moxley and MJF. MJF is red hot right now. He's a non-WWE guy. He could talk on the mic. He could clear cut promo. I think the match will be interesting. And having MJF hold that world title and being the prick that you want to see get his ass kicked, I think it'd be great for TV. And like I said, when he drops the title to whoever he drops it to, it's going to be huge for them. Because it'll be the first person to beat MJF in a singles match and become champion. Like I said, the possibilities are endless. Cody somehow get his rematch with MJF. Heyman Page has had issues, and he can with MJF in the past. He could go after him. They could do Omega. Maybe they do Moxley a rematch. They could do Jungle Boy again. Start building it up into like a singles main event guy. They can have him win. There's a lot more possibilities with MJF being the champion. And it'll make sense. So Moxley had to win, but they didn't make Brody look weak at all. So for what it was a fun brawl. It's a fun little match, but at the end of it, we know Brody Lee can do better. So now, all right, the main event. First ever Stadium Stampede match. It's 5-on-5. They decided to fight in the Jaguar Stadium, which is right next to Daly's place. Empty football stadium. They got cheerleaders in masks. They got one ring in the 50-yard line. It was the Elite, Heyman Page, Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, and Matt Hardy. Taking on the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz. Oh, okay. I don't even know, how do we even talk about this? This was a 34-minute match, exactly 34 minutes. I don't even know where to begin. I can't describe this match. This is, when I say this is one of those matches you just have to watch. You have to see to believe. And like I said in the beginning of this video, this is one of those matches where you're either going to love the everlasting crap out of, or you're going to go full on Cornette and shit all over this. I think it's like the worst thing in wrestling. There's no fine line. There's no, this is okay. It's either you love it or hate it. There's no okay. You love it or hate it. Apparently this was taped. This was a tape match, but it wasn't filmed like a cinematic match. It was filmed like a regular match. There were some camera shots and stuff where it kind of made it feel like a movie, but it wasn't to a point where it was like the other matches, like Money in the Bank, where it's clear cinematic. So it was fresh in that department. So the Inner Circle comes out, and one thing that there is a lot of little details I loved. They had each member of like their respective teams coming out to fire the pyro and smoke like football players did. So you had like the Inner Circle come out, and they were all like in the red, black, almost like football gear, football shoulders, and everything. So that was a little funny, nice little touch of it. While the Elite, they didn't have their clothes on, but they came out like football players did. They didn't have the outfits or anything, but little tiny stuff like that I do appreciate. So everyone comes out, but Heyman Page is nowhere to be seen. Because remember, the story is Heyman Page does not want anything to do with the Elite. They're still telling a story. He wants to be his own guy. Ever since losing the World Heavyweight Championship match, he's not been the same. He's been drinking. He's been depressed. He's been a loner. He wants nothing to do with the Elite. He's done with them. So we don't see him. So we're thinking, did he flake? And it's 4-on-5 at the beginning of the match, and they should start fighting. It's false count anywhere, no rules. It's just a fight. At this point, it's just a fight. But then, maybe like 5 minutes into the match, we see Heyman Page riding a horse, chasing down Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara's got flashbacks of him getting hit with the golf cart. So he's running, and he follows Sammy Guevara into the stadium. Like, I cannot explain everything that happens. It's just ridiculous. I don't know how to even explain this. Like, this is the match that's making me not want to do this review. Not because I hate it, but because I don't know how to review it. How do I review this match? How? It's just like, how do I explain this match? Like, you see Matt Jackson doing Northern Lights suplexes on Sammy Guevara from one end of the goal from the field all the way to the other end of the stadium on the other side of the goal. We see Matt Hardy get double teamed by Santana Ortiz in a swimming pool, which, by the way, the stadium has swimming pools, which is fucking awesome. And they're trying to drown him, and every time they try to drown Matt Hardy gets dunked, he comes back up, he's like extreme Matt Hardy. Then they get upon him out, and he's version 1, which, by the way, the minute I saw the fax thing, I loved. I lost my shit. And then he came out, he's actually wearing the old version 1 Matt Hardy, like red gear, like in Day of Reckoning, WWE Day of Reckoning on GameCube. It was that gear. He's like, Magnitude! I fucking lost it because besides Broken Matt, Matt Hardy was my favorite. I just love the little fact sheet. And another thing I like too is because on the other side of the glass, because the swimming pool, there's glass on there, like lights on glass on the side where, you know, people can see like the games and stuff. So they had a cameraman like on the other side and looking at Matt Hardy underneath the water. You see Matt just like thumbs up and just Matt, dude. I was fucking dying. I was like, what am I watching? What am I watching? I was losing my mind. Friggin' Heyman Page is like lost in the stadium. He's like looking around and he's like sees the lobby. He's like, fuck it. Gets off his horse, tells him his name, just goes to the bar, starts drinking. Jake Hager goes in and they're all like having a conversation. It's like, do you want me to give you a glass? He's like, sure. It's like, so are we gonna fight? He's like, yep. Then they just start fighting, having a bar fight, literally a bar fight. There's a pool table there. Kenny Omega comes in, they're like smashing bottles over Jake Hager's head. Jericho's coming out fighting with these Nick Jackson, using a megaphone, almost gets a victory, and arguing with Audrey Edwards, saying like, you're a shitty referee. Takes out a mascot, the mascot for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I can't explain this match. I cannot. You just have to watch to know what I'm talking about. You should watch this match. Even if you think it may be the stupid shit, it's one of those things you just have to watch. It's like the broken match stuff, like the final deletion, stuff like that. It's just one of those things you have to see with your own eyes. I can't explain it justice. So basically, towards the end of the match, we see Sammy Guevara. He stands up, like the sprinklers are going off, and he wakes up like, I'm the final guy standing. I win! I win! I win! Then we hear some sort of like a motor or gas going off. My mind went, but in my mind, I'm thinking, oh God, no. And Sammy Guevara had the same deal. Turns around. On the other side, it's a golf cart with Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega, exactly like what happened in the street fight. And Sammy's like, God, no. And they chase him down, try to run him over again, but thankfully Sammy Guevara, I almost called him Sami Zayn. Sammy Guevara jumps up into the bleachers, into the rows of chairs. He's trying to escape. And all 5 members of the Elite are like going after him. The other members have been taken out. It's just him now. And he gets onto this platform, and he's like fighting everybody off. He's choking Matt. And then we hear like a humming, like a buzz. And it's not Vanguard 1. Vanguard 1's dead. I believe they call him Neo 1. I believe that's what they call it. It's not Vanguard 2. It's Neo 1 or something. It's like a grayish black drone. Can't talk. Like a silver blackish drone. Distracts Sammy. Kenny gets up top, grabs him. One of the angels him off the platform onto the ground to like this wood padding like platform below and crushes him and gets the pinfall victory. The Elite win, which I predicted the Elite would win. And after the match, I'm just sitting here going, that might have been one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life in wrestling. I was laughing. I was entertained. That's just some of the stuff that happened in the match. Just the main highlights. A lot more happened in this match. Like, you see how Matt Jackson go literally climb onto the goal line, like the football goal line, and do a moonsault off of it. It's just one of those matches you have to watch. And if you have an open mind, I think you'll enjoy this. But again, this match is not going to be for everybody. This is a match that, like I said, you're either going to love it or hate it. There's no in between. Do not do the in between. You're bullshitting yourself. You either love it or hate it. There's no in between. You're bullshitting yourself. This match was just ridiculous. Again, that's the best way to describe it. This was like a fun car crash. I can't explain it. So, with that being said, though, so time to overall review AEW. No pre-show. I thought the ladder match was okay. It was solid. So I'll put in the positives. It was solid. MJF Jungle Boy, by far positive. Again, I apologize for that. I don't know why he keeps asking me that bullshit. I'm almost done with the video, though. MJF Jungle Boy, hands down positive. Cody Archer, that was a really good match, positive. Chris Stanley and I before. It wasn't bad, but it really wasn't necessary. Dustin Sean Spears was easily the worst thing in the show. Ricochet and Nyros, that was a good match. John Moxley Burley, that was very good, although I wish it was longer. And then the main event was just fucking awesome. I loved it. It was just fucking a mess of joy. So really only two matches I really, well, actually really, like the Dustin Sean Spears was really the only really bad negative in this show. Chris Stanley Penn Port wasn't even that bad. It just wasn't necessary. Now, I said the ladder match was okay. It was solid, but I've seen way better ladder matches. But everything else really like it. Like I said, there was not a whole lot of negatives. Now, at the end of the day, do I think this show was better than Double or Nothing last year? Like I said, last year was a better wrestling show. This was a better entertaining show. So in my opinion, both these shows are great for their own thing. I give this one an 8.5 out of 10. So I think that's the same score I gave to the Double or Nothing last year. They're the same score, but they're same score for different reasons. Because it's a tale of two shows. It really is. One's just the better wrestling show. The other was the better entertaining show. Because I can't grade the show and say it was better than Double or Nothing. But I can't sit here and say that this was worse. Because there was a lot of stuff on this show that I loved. That I thought was awesome. I was entertained. I guess it's just your preference. Or I thought this was a great show. Like, easily one of their better shows they've done. I came out of this entertained as hell. So, I can't complain too much. So, I know this video's been going long enough, so I know some people probably already left. Which is fine. Again, it's getting late for everybody. The show kind of ended a little later. But, over an hour. But again, there was a lot that happened. So, I know AEW Slam so that's Michael Meyer, RIP Sammy Guevara. I mean, poor dude took a bean tonight, but amazing Double or Nothing. He also said that people in Japan are trying for yay. I have no idea what that means. I think you might have done a typo or something that literally made zero sense. Jay Houston, hello. And then James Rossano, I think. James Rossano, hi. It's been a year anniversary of Double or Nothing since John Moxley coming to AEW. Yep. Yeah, so technically it's been a year, but I consider more of a year in terms of TV tapings. I want a full year of like TV tapings before I can get a better idea of AEW. Because people saying AEW is like the greatest show ever, I think need to calm down. Technically, it has been a year, but I'm talking about like weekly shows. Because it's not just pay-per-views, you also need the weekly shows to help build up the pay-per-views. So once I get to October 2nd, when they're continuing to do TV shows, then we can, I think it's more fair, we could probably judge this show a little bit better. Just my opinion. But that's pretty much it, guys. I know it's late. No, I'm tired. My voice is almost gone. This show was entertaining. It was entertaining. It was entertaining. Not everything was great in the show, but I left entertained. I can't complain about that. So that's gonna do it for me. First video. I don't know what the next video will be. We'll have to wait and see. But other than that, take care of my peeps. Have a good night. I'll see you guys next time, whenever that may be. And stay